There's no doubt about it. He is a Paralympic superstar. He is headed for greatness. This is a great performance from Tanni Thompson.
You know, I'm doing my best in the track at the moment, and you know, keep behind Paralympic sport. It's really needed, and you know, I think the athletes, I know the athletes really appreciate the support, and you know, from our side, I'd just like to say thanks once again.
But I also wonder if it has a little something to do with the fact that unfortunately society still sees those of us with disabilities as train wrecks, and that it's impolite to watch a train wreck.
What are your favourite Olympic and Paralympic moments?
The Michael Phelps stuff is really great. I'm not a huge sports watcher, but I think that it's really great that he won so many Olympic medals. It's just so crazy. Paralympic moment? I don't even know what that means.
Probably 2008, Michael Phelps winning the relay with what's his name, Jason Lezak, coming back from behind. I have never watched a Paralympic event.
Probably when Michael Phelps won his final gold medal and he took the extra pull and pulled ahead.
I was going to say that too.
Well, I actually don't know one.
Well, my favorite Olympic moment would probably be when USA won the 1980 game against Russia. I don't have one.
Definitely Michael Phelps when he won those.
That was the first thing that was.
Yeah, that was just amazing. Trying to, like, that's just what was most. Oh, Usain Bolt, Paralympic moment. No, because I've never seen it on TV.
My favorite which moment?
Paralympic.
Paralympic moment? That's really a very important question, because I don't have one, because I really haven't watched Paralympics. That's a very revealing question.
Can you name some Olympic and Paralympic athletes?
Michael Phelps and... Nope.
Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt. I have no idea. What's that? Was that guy from South Africa?
Yeah.
What's his name? Pistorius.
Very good. Yeah, that's good.
Was he in the Paralympics or was he trying to be in the actual Olympics?
He's actually a cross athlete, so he's both in the Paralympics and he's competing in the Olympics come March.
Okay, so yeah, there, I got one.
Michael Phelps and Bruce Jenner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you name two Paralympic athletes?
No. Angela Ruggiero and Michael Phelps. No, I can't.
Apollo Ono.
What is the focus and purpose of Paralympic sport?
Focus and the purpose of Paralympic sport is very much the same as it is for the Olympics. It's the pinnacle of our sport, and it's just an opportunity. The only thing that's different is that the opportunity is for disabled people.
Oh, it's elite competition, elite athletic competition among an international playing field. I would argue that Paralympic sport is more pure sport than Olympic sport, because you have people who are performing at elite levels with using all of their physical abilities possible, all of them. And not to say that Olympic athletes don't do that as well, but there's also a certain level of determination and purity in competition, because you're not making the money, you're not getting the sponsorships, you're not able to be Usain Bolt. Oscar Pistorius is probably doing the most of any Paralympic athlete right now. Paralympic athletes don't get that kind of recognition, and so they're doing it for the purity of the sport.
I think that the Paralympics is about, elite sport in the same way that the Olympics is. I think it's about also all of the greater aspects of the Olympics, same for the Paralympics, in terms of kind of bringing inspiration to young people all around the world, and as a coming together of cultures and communities.
I think for most people, Paralympic sport really draws you in to what the athletes can really do. I mean, if you've, when I, for example, watch Paralympic swimming, if I could swim that well, swim that fast, I mean, the extraordinary capabilities people have.
I think it provides people with an opportunity like any event or community gathering does, whether it be athletic or otherwise, to demonstrate what their abilities are and to compete. I think people are competitive by nature. I think it allows us to focus on the abilities of people as opposed to the disabilities. And I think that focusing on what people can do as opposed to what people cannot do is something that we always do, whether we have a disability or not.
I think Paralympic sports, it's just another way that people who have a physical disability can engage and interact, and also in a competitive environment, and also strive to be the best personal athlete that they can be. I think the Paralympics are just as great as the regular Olympics. It's just a little differently. It's a little different because the people are different, and it's not a bad thing, or it's not. People have unique circumstances, and that's what the Paralympics is. I think it's unique, and I think it's great.
Are the background stories important?
And so there's a big confusion. Everyone's like, well, that's just a feel-good thing, right? And Paralympic athletes are Olympic athletes. They are just as dedicated. They give up just as much. They put in just as much, if not more, as I said earlier, to training, to working. I mean, most of us have jobs. We have to have jobs because we can't train and fund ourselves.
Paralympic athletes aren't really any different. It's a way of getting to know them, and it's a way of drawing you into the sport, so you want to follow them because you understand their story. Of course, the different thing about Paralympic sport is that some of these athletes have the most incredible stories. It may be that they were born with a particular disability. It may be that they had an accident. So there is, quite often a really dramatic background story, and that has the ability to draw you in even more.
Not many people make fun of high-level athletes. Who's made fun of Usain Bolt? I don't know. I don't know the answer. But we've been made fun of forever.
Disabled people and all of their allies have very strong lobbying power these days. It means that people who have disabilities and have marvelous achievements, whether it's in sports or anything else, are going to be recognized in ways that they hadn't been recognized maybe even 10 or 15 years ago.
I compete with a lot of quadriplegics. How much have they gone through since they woke up that morning in order to get to the competition that they're at that day? I think it's important for people to understand just how much, I don't want to use the word hassle, but how much is invested in every single day in order to get out onto the track, onto the ice, and for my sport, onto the water.
But there isn't anything that we watch on television that's a sporting event that isn't greatly driven by backstory. I think the good news generally with Paralympics is that, again, the emphasis is on trying to support what the individual can do as opposed to what their limitations are.
When I was growing up, because I can't bend my left knee, I don't have a left kneecap, I couldn't play like hockey or football or things like that. So, I mean, at Brown, it's not like I can go off like the club lacrosse team, but I haven't felt hindered or restricted in any intramural sports or any sporting activities at Brown.
The backstories are even more powerful of the Paralympic athlete than they are of the Olympic athlete. And I'm not saying that they're not better, they're just more powerful. And they could sell so much more.
Has growing awareness led to increased media exposure of the Paralympics?
I think that the physical talents of large numbers of people whom we would say have disabilities in other ways could easily be recognized. Obviously, they're not going to have the same kind of commercial appeal as mainstream athletes have.
There's really a complete lack of any actual live video film at all from any of the sailing venue in Qingdao, which was where the sailing venue was for the Beijing Paralympics. During the entire few weeks that we were there was only one reporter allowed in the venue. And I believe that there is less than 3 seconds of Nick and I coming over the line in the last race that we did with the spinnaker up.
Is it going to get the kind of coverage? No. We always want to see people who are bigger, stronger, and faster break the records that were set before them.
I think they would be willing to be exploited for a little recognition.
By not having coverage of the Paralympics, it's as though the Paralympians are being hidden from view. Why would that be? By being hidden, there's an implication that there's some reason to hide us. And if we were right there in the open, and we were there on television for the same period of time, and people could see us competing and see the incredible levels of athleticism, I think we would gain a whole lot by just people viewing us.
And the wheels just keep on turning.
These athletes are not disabled, they are super able.
I don't know which way I'm going. I don't know which way I've come.
The Olympics is where heroes are made. The Paralympics is where heroes come.
Hold my hand inside your hands. I need someone who understands. I need someone who hears. For you I've waited all these years. For you I'd wait